Almost there.
There we go.
Hey, all right. Let's go, guys.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the challenge, guys. This is super dope. We wanted to do this challenge for a lot of reasons. And the main reason why is I just see a lot of mixed advice on the internet. Okay, guys, it's not hard. All right. This is the formula. And I'm going to simplify 8 different steps of what it is to get into real estate into 3. Find problem, solve problem, get paid. Put that in the comments if you're here and you're watching this. Find problem, solve problem, get paid. That's what we do. That's what a real estate investor is supposed to do. We solve someone's problems, and the bigger the problem, the bigger the payday. And so, guys, we're putting this thing together over the course of the next 3 days. We are going to be at 1 p.m. CST for a solid hour, hour and a half. I don't know how long this is probably going to go. Sometimes my ADHD gets the best of me, and you guys might get me a little bit longer than you're supposed to. But the goal is that one of you guys finds your first property and puts a deal under contract within the next 3 days. All right. And so, guys, I am so excited to be partnering with some really great friends of mine. And I got a special guest on today's call who's going to help us out with structuring this. All right. Now, before I allow my friend to introduce himself real quick, this is going to not just be a normal challenge. You guys have to interact with us and y'all have to be a part of this. So for everybody that is in here, can I ask a favor of you? All right, guys, y'all know I don't ask nobody for anything. I just give, and the Lord gives back. And that's where I like to live my life. But for you guys that are here, do I have y'all's permission to ask y'all for a favor? Drop a 1 in the comments if that is you. Am I qualified to ask a favor of you? Drop a 1 in the comments if you're here and you're watching this. Am I qualified? All right, because if I am, I need you guys to drop that 1 in the comment section. Now, what I'm going to ask of you is very, very, very simple. Very simple, okay? All I ask is that while you are on today's call, can you please time block the next few sessions and the remainder of this session? I need you guys to put your phone on mute. I need y'all to literally pay full attention, all right? Guys, this is not normal. What we're doing right now, Matt just doesn't do this for anybody. He's doing this for me and my community and all of you guys that follow me. I just want y'all to have just your undivided attention just for this one simple challenge that we're going to be doing. Our goal in this challenge is that you interact with us as well. We're going to give you guys homework. We're also going to give y'all a few $1,000s worth of prizes, all right? But to get those prizes, you have to do the homework. So at the end of this call, we're going to be giving you guys a whole bunch of instructions so that when we're done here, you know what to do. You understand the flow. You know what your tasks are. Guys, this business is not hard, man. It's the same as when we're in the gym trying to lose weight. You honor the metrics, the input, then the output is irrefutable, all right? You track what you're doing, and you're able to measure it. When you measure it, you can scale it. And that's what we do. Okay. And so in real estate, if you're not doing that, that's your problem. That's why you're not closing a bunch of real estate deals. And we're going to solve that problem in this challenge today by giving you guys a map. Do y'all know what MAP stands for? All right. Who wants to know what MAP stands for? Drop the word MAP in the comment section below. I want to see you guys really interacting with us. MAP stands for Massive Action Plan. Okay, massive action plan. To get to where you want to go, you have to first start with where you're at. To get to where you want to go, you got to start with where you're at. And so, guys, Dealmachine's giving y'all all 7-day free trial period to use this. My goal is that y'all are able to close a deal and get funded within the next 60 days or less utilizing this challenge. We're probably going to be doing this once a month, but for everybody here that has never done a real estate deal before, this is going to solve your problem, okay? I don't care if you're brand new and this is all fresh for you and this is hieroglyphics. Jump on in because that's what we're going to be doing, all right? Without further ado, this is a good friend of mine, man. Introduce yourself to the entire community.
Man, Q, you got me fired up, dude. This is awesome. So I love this. Again, Matt Camp over here with Dealmachine, run partnerships over here. I love jumping on these because I know we've got at this point over 10,000, closing in on 15,000 deals done using Dealmachine. And so we look at that playbook. We figure out, what are our customers doing? What are people doing in today's market right now to go out there and do off-market deals and find the deals that work and buy right, no matter what their exit strategy is. Find those deals. Like you said, find problems, solve problems, get paid. That is our goal today, is to lay that out there for you guys, show you, okay, here, what is step one of that? How do we find those problems? How do we find the most motivated sellers in our market? That's what we're going to be focused on in today's challenge. So Q, very excited to be on here, man. Thanks for teaming me up here. So.
Dude, thank you, Matt. Really, this means so much to me. You just take time out of your day, dude. I know you handle so much on the back end. So guys, for everybody that is here, can I get a round of applause for my dude, Matt, for taking time out of his day to run this challenge with us, man? Come on, dude. This guy could be closing a bunch of real estate deals and doing what he's doing to take care of his family. He's here with us, giving us his time. Let's honor my friend Matt. Throw a round of applause. Everybody type a round of applause in the comment section. Dude, it means a lot to me to have you here, bro. So let's go through the premise of this challenge, Matt. What's in store for everybody right now?
Yeah. So again, well, one, Q, really appreciate that, man. I love doing this for your guys' community. This is live, by the way. I know we've got people asking for the recording and everything. We will send that out afterwards as well. It's going to be a full experience here live for you guys. So we are here to help you guys out one-to-one. Put questions in the chat. We're ready to take this on. I'll mention on our end as well. We've gone through these before and seen people come out of this with future business partners, like seeing people do JV deals together, find private money in here. So use this as a chance. Get in the chat and start networking. Like tell us where you're based out of. Tell us where you're at in that process. Are you working on that first deal? Are you more experienced and you're looking to add more things to your toolbox? Like, I'd love to know where you guys are at in your real estate investing journey. Use this as a great chance to meet each other. So start networking in the chat. Put where you're based out of in there. Over these next 3 days, it's going to be a blast. Like, we're going through this. My one ask of you guys is to show up, right? To show up and to have that mindset, that massive action plan mindset of not just sitting back and listening and, oh, this would be nice to do someday. Like, it is so easy to mail that in and say, yeah, you know what? It's December. Like, hey, let's go and do this, in the new year. And like, we've got holidays coming up. Like, let me mail it in. That is what everyone else is doing, is mailing it in the rest of the year. This is your chance to stand out. This is your chance to get out there and lead with action and close this year extremely strong and really invest in yourself, invest in not just, hearing about this knowledge, but leading with action, that massive action plan, right? And if you can nail this over the next 3 days and then carry this on out and be able to just, crush it the rest of this year, you are in an awesome, awesome place to have an amazing 2025. And we've seen people change their lives coming out of these challenges, guys. So it's awesome to go through this. What I'll spend today doing, I'll outline the agenda for us here. So I'll tell you, hey, here's what the challenge is going to look like. I will go through a training with Q here of again, not the hypotheticals of what you should be doing, but the step-by-step of here's what to do, over the next 50 minutes or so right here. Here's what to do coming out of this and for you to knock out before tomorrow. We're going to assign homework around that. And then the really awesome thing here too, on top of all this, like, yes, the real prizes are going out and doing more deals, right? And doing your first deal, doing many after this. But on top of all this, we're giving away a couple grand worth of free stuff to the action takers. Like, we're going to give you guys that homework assignment. The people who turn it in are going to have a chance to win over $2,000 of free stuff too, in terms of prizes we're giving away. So Q, yeah, man, it's going to be a fun couple days here. So
this is exciting, bro. This is so exciting, man. Awesome. So for my people that are here that have no idea what this platform is and how valuable it is, are we going to go into the fundamentals real quick?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Exciting. We're going to be going from A to Z. So if you have no idea what Dealmachine is, you just showed up because Q said, hey, come hang out, and it's going to be a good time. Awesome. Welcome. We love having you. We are going to be offering, again, Dealmachine free for 7 days. So you're going to have that option for people to just jump in and be able to use this thing and follow along free and be able to go out and actually execute on the stuff and do the homework. We do have a Black Friday deal too that I want to share with you guys as well. So that way, if you go through this and you're like, yeah, I'm bought in, I'm going to invest in myself, I'm going to bet on myself. I know it comes out to a couple bucks a day, which is crazy to be able to do this for an entire year and you do one deal, you're 10x, 20x your return, right, on that. So I will give people that opportunity as well before the end of this thing. So you'll have that too. Q, I know you have an ongoing community of people that's, there's some in here right now. There's some that are not. Do you want to mention that briefly? I know we'll talk about that by the end of this call too, but
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. So guys, I just created a brand new group. It's called Real Estate Cheat Codes on the School platform. Within 3 weeks, we're at 166 members, y'all.
Wow.
This is not normal, y'all. This is insane. This new community is going to teach you everything from A to Z on how to fund bad title issues, how to buy dead deeds, how to look for properties and close real estate deals that no one else is able to get a hold of or find. Most people, they get their list and they talk to 100+ types of people, y'all. Guys, imagine talking to a motivated seller that you haven't talked to before. Not only that, you get access to a resource vault, call recordings. We meet 5+ times every single week. Guys like Matt and other platforms are involved with what we're doing. If you guys want to do these challenges more often, our private community mastermind gets a hold of all of this information before anyone else. And I know I got some of my family in here that's in the community. Hey, guys that are in my AW community, stand up, dude. If you're here from the community, stand up. I'm super excited to be able to do this for everyone, man. And to do it at the price that we offered it at, bro, we're gonna be helping people make millions of dollars. And that's our goal here, is that we change lives. Me and Matt, we're professional life changers, dude. We've been helping people in this industry close and fund their first deal for years now. I've personally been involved with Matt on so many different projects. This is a new one that Dealmachine is backing us for. And so I'm just super excited to just be able to deliver this value to you guys, man. But there's a link in the comment section. You can try it 7 days for free. And I'd love to have you guys. For y'all that are just wanting to jump in and learn from the ground up, you're starting from zero, don't worry about it. This challenge is going to be more than enough for you to guys be able to go out there and find your first real estate deal. So I'm excited, man. I'm so excited. Let's do this.
Yeah. So breaking down the challenge for you guys real quick here. Well, in general, one, we want to tackle that first problem that we see holding people back who would be getting into this, who would be wholesaling or just getting into real estate in general. And that is they don't know how or where to find that great deal. You know, going out there and finding those motivated sellers in your market, being able to actually reach out to them in a way that is going to get their attention and give you a great conversation with them and being able to close deals. That is the agenda we are covering over these 3 days, is solving that problem for you guys, giving you the opportunity, again, of not just hypothetically, someday I'm fired up to do this. Let me go figure out where to go from here. We want to give you the A to Z on how to do this. So that is what our goal will be over these 3 days. So really use this as your chance to transform your financial life. Like, you have an awesome opportunity here, guys, to go out and start doing deals. And it's what David did, our CEO and co-founder. He went out there and solved his own problem, built Dealmachine because he was going out trying to find his first deal, said, hey, he had a tech background. He was burned out on his 9-to-5 tech job and said, you know what, I'm done with tech, but hey, maybe I can apply my technology knowledge to solve this problem in real estate. He's built a portfolio of it's either 19 or 20 properties at this point. I mean, he's built his own financial freedom doing this himself, using the technology he created to solve his own problem. And now it's done it again for 10,000 plus, closing in on 15,000 deals done by Dealmachine customers using this exact stuff we're going to teach you guys. So that is where we're approaching it from. I mean, Q, you've known David for a long time, man. It's awesome to see you guys, how much you've worked together. And I mean, we even have a video of you using it the first time, closing your first deal. What year was that even? Like 2017?
That was in 2019. No, 2018.
18?
Yeah,
Okay.
2018. Yeah. He had just developed it. I think he had just launched it. And I remember he called me and he was like, Q, gotta talk to you. I said, what's up? I don't even know who you are. He's like, hey, man, I got this thing. I want you to just try it. I said, okay, cool. When? How? Where? What Zoom call? He said, no, dude, I'm flying to you from Indianapolis. I said, what? And he's like, yes, send me the address. And so he comes to my office. We hop in my car and he has me download his app. I pull it out on my phone. Guys, I drove by one house. Mind you, this property had been there. I'd driven by it so many times and I just ignored it. Like, I didn't really think anything of it. And it was a dilapidated house. And so, dude, I called the guy using the app. The app gave me that person's information and even told me what the property was valued at, even gave me a ballpark of what I should offer to the dude. All of this was recorded, mind you, like all of it, right? It's on YouTube. Yeah. You type in Dealmachine and Quentin Flores, it's the first thing that pops up. It's one of the most viewed videos on the Dealmachine platform YouTube channel. Yep. And dude, I put the property under contract and I made $23,000 on that house. Mind you, guys, me and David did not expect that to happen at all. It just kind of happened. We just came to film content to talk about it. And lo and behold, I was able to find this property, make him an offer, and put it under contract, all in the same call. You see me underwrite the deal as well. So guys, I mean, that's value for y'all. If y'all want to go to the Dealmachine YouTube channel, it's free to subscribe and just go in and take a look at that video. It's one of the most valuable content pieces I think we've ever thrown out there in regards to how the software works. But that was so long ago. Guys, there is so much that this thing does now that is just, it's not even the same software anymore. So I'm excited for y'all to see it. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. I will send that out with the homework reminder and the replay and all that for you guys too. I know we emailed that out to a few people beforehand as well. So jump in there and you'll be able to see that video. I mean, what we're teaching, what Q's talking about, what we're teaching here, that's just a sliver of the overall strategy. That's awesome that it's worked like that. It's just a proof of concept immediately of, hey, man, this stuff works. But I will make sure to share that out, and we're going to dig deep into what we did there and way beyond that. I mean, we've had people do deals in all 50 states at this point. We've had people, we're really proud to say we're the highest rated and most reviewed app out there to go do off-market deals like this. We have over 5,000 reviews in the App Store and the Google Play Store. Like, that is what we're breaking down here for you guys over these 3 trainings. So over the next 3 days, every single day, same time, same place. If you just go to that dealmachine.com/Q live, that link we shared out to jump into the room here, we're going to be live in this room every single day, same time, same place, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. And each day we're going to teach you a new part of the process. We're going to give you homework that for those of you who go out and do the homework, you are, again, going to be held accountable. We're having you guys do a homework assignment that's not easy. It's challenging for a reason, right? Like, it's a challenge to go out there and have the people who are going to step up and going to do this separate themselves and go out there and really have a chance to go start doing deals immediately, right? Like, we're giving you that opportunity that Q took on the YouTube video that we filmed together. So we're going to give you guys an assignment. We're going to answer questions. So we'll be in here to, today, through each of these days. So we're giving you awesome access to us directly. We've got a great little group in here. Like, this is an awesome community of people who are like-minded, who are ready to lead with action. So use this for networking, use this for learning. We're going to hold you accountable like that, help answer questions. And then again, the people who do the homework, yes, like, you are the ones that are going to be doing deals long-term. Like, that's the real goal. That's the real grand prize here. But we're going to be giving away over $2,000 in prizes throughout these trainings as well. And if you do the homework, you qualify for those giveaways. Each time you do the homework is a lottery ticket that we will be on tomorrow and Wednesday doing those giveaways, helping you guys out, helping reward you rather for getting out there and actually doing the work. So that is how this challenge will work. It will be every single day. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 3 lives, do the homework, show up live. You can win prizes. And again, long-term, the real prize here is doing deals. So wanted to lay that out here to start off with. And then Q, anything you feel like I missed there, I'm happy to, get us real into the meat right here of the actual live training here in just a second.
No, man, I think that this is just awesome, bro. Guys, if you're here, are y'all ready? Is everybody here ready? That's my only question. It's like, come on, man. I know that we can do this, dude. Believe me. Like, I started with literally nothing, y'all. Like, I was driving around a car on 3 spare tires, dude. It was a crappy Ford Focus that my sister sold to me for $800 that was dinged up from every single relevant part. The back doors didn't even open. You know what I'm saying? Like, I drove that thing around driving for dollars, writing down addresses, looking for properties. There's no excuse as to why anybody who is attending this call cannot go out there and close a real estate deal within the next 60 days or less, utilizing what they're going to learn from this challenge. All right, guys. So all hands in the comments type amen if you truthfully believe that you are going to do this and that you have faith that God has put you in the right place at the right time to learn this information. If you're here, all hands type amen in the comments section. I'm excited to do this, bro. Let's really get this thing rocking and rolling, man. Let's, I guess, Matt, you want to kick this off, bro? Yep. And then I'll just follow you. I'll take your lead, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah, dude. You did the hard way. You got in there and you were doing it. You were doing it the old school way, like by hand. I'm very excited to be able to give you guys again the tool that make it way more efficient, way more effective. But it's up to you to run with that tool, right? If we can hand you that shovel, we can teach you how to dig. You got to use it yourself and run with this, right? So what I'll share today, let me try to share my screen. I will give you that step by step. We're going to give you a couple strategies here on how to go find, again, the most motivated sellers in your market. That is our goal today. Sharon Dealmachine right there. Q, can you see that on the screen, hopefully?
I see it.
Perfect. So we will break this down step by step for you guys, how to be doing this stuff, how to be going out there and building that list of the most motivated sellers in your market. That is our goal today for this first training, give you the homework around that. And then tomorrow we're going to show back up and show you, okay, here you have those addresses. How do we take these addresses and turn those into appointments? How do we take these addresses and turn them into real opportunities, into deals, and go break that down for you guys step by step, giving you the best marketing playbook, in today's market, starting off tomorrow too. So today, all about building that list of motivated sellers. Tomorrow, what to do with that list. And then the final day is going to be how to close those deals. So, all right. Love to see in the chat. We've got people networking. We've got people, giving the amen. Absolutely awesome. And people, sounds like we've got people all over the nation too. So this is really, really cool. So, Q, you've got a great community, man. I'm excited to dig into this stuff. So.
They're great, bro. They're great. I believe in every single person that is here, man. We can do this.
Let's go. So what it's going to look like inside Dealmachine, to break this down for you. Again, step one, build that list of the most motivated sellers in your market. How to be thinking about this. There's a couple strategies you can be executing on here. I'll say the two most common of how you're using the technology to execute. It's a combination of driving for dollars, which is what Q's talking about, of getting out there, and what he did in his video, what David did to solve his own problem, is building technology to execute on that specific strategy. So driving for dollars, which again, that would be the best bang for your buck, going to be the going to require a little more time. It requires you to hustle and get out there and identify these houses, but those are bar none the number one indicator of a motivated seller across all data points. It is the physically distressed property. It is, is it a house with a tarp on the roof, gutters falling off, broken board up windows, the front yard, backyard's a mess, a property that is in rough condition. And driving for dollars, just to define it for you, is simply getting in your car, driving around and looking for those houses. And that first strategy is so valuable because not everyone's willing to do that. Like, you're going out there, you're putting in the work, you're putting in some sweat equity, you're going out there and you're identifying those hidden leads, those hidden deals in your market that other people aren't willing to put in that work. Like, you're going out there and finding those houses by getting in your car, driving around. There's a virtual opportunity to do that as well. We'll show you guys that inside Dealmachine here today as well. But that's your first option, is, okay, how do you find the most motivated sellers, the ones that are going to require the least amount of marketing to get to them? It's going out there, getting in your car, driving for dollars, driving and finding those opportunities. And really simply, Q, like, if you can get to just the number 100 is kind of the magic number that we see. The number 100, get to 100 houses that are in rough shape. Doesn't matter if you have a deal in there or not. You probably don't. You're going to need more than that to be able to go do deals. But that number 100, when we say, hey, what is the most predictive number that if people reach that goal, they are likely to succeed, they're likely to go do deals, that is the turning point. Like, that is the threshold. It's hard enough to be able to get there for people because it requires a little bit of time. You got to actually go in and put in the work, right? So a lot of people give up before you get to 100. If you guys can go in there and just find 100 driving for dollars leads, again, you may not have a deal in there, but those first 100 leads, when we look statistically, okay, great. Where should we, or what is that number that we know is the turning point for people, that we know that they're going to be more successful, that they are way, way more likely to go out there and do deals, whether it be that first one or many after? It's the people that hit that 100 driving for dollars lead threshold that we can predictively say those people are on the path to success. So that's something when people jump in there and say, okay, great. In theory, it's, let's go find houses that are in bad shape, houses that are run down, houses that are falling over, houses that, may have a smaller sign of distress. How many of those do I need to find? The number 100 is the first number that I want to point out for you guys that is extremely important to tackle. So that strategy number one, I'm going to teach you guys how to do that. Getting to those 100 leads, go out there and drive for dollars. The second strategy we're going to dig into and show you guys step by step what to do is by stacking data and looking at data filters and say, yes, we, in Dealmachine, this is the area that we've improved so much for the last 2-3 years, especially, is now we're up to about 700, closing on 800 different data points that you can come in Dealmachine and filter by and say, hey, show me every single property in my market that fits this bucket or has this data point, or is able to really find me that intersection of what a motivated lead looks like, motivated seller looks like. So we'll teach you guys that way. That method is going to be quicker to execute on the homework, right? You can follow along, and we have a ton of people that actually do that in real time with me on the challenge. So if you want to execute on this in real time and literally finish your homework before we hang up this call, let me put this in the chat here for you guys. Oh, you already did that for me, Q. Awesome, man. So we've got the 7-day free trial right there for you popped up. That's just dealmachine.com/AW. That's going to fill out the promo code that gives you all the challenge bonuses, which is really going to be useful for tomorrow. It's a lot of marketing, be able to give you free calling minutes, free postcards, like the ability to reach out to all these sellers for free. So that's where a lot of those bonuses are going to kick in. But it's a 7-day free trial of Dealmachine to execute on this stuff over the next 3 days. And it's a 7-day free trial. So, it's well beyond just this initial challenge. But what I'll break down for you guys is there's, again, driving for dollars, going to find the best leads, going to take longer to actually execute, and then list building. Hey, go out there, use our data, stack on these different data points. I'll break down that exact method. And then the awesome thing too, on top of all that, is we've actually just added one other way to analyze those list builder deals, or with list builder leads rather. That it announced a week ago. So I'm going to break down exactly how to do that as well for you guys. So to start off, those are the two strategies I really want to dig into. But Q, I saw you kind of jumping in and giving some advice on, hey, do some research. Can you break down how to think about where people should be driving for dollars, where should people be building their list, like how to think about that initial geographic area?
Man, there's so many ways to do it, guys, but this is the prime example of what it is to get into this business, y'all. You got to first time block for it, okay? Some of y'all that are in here, how many people that are here, raise your hand, right? Type a 1 in the comments. If you work a 9 to 5, right? How many of you guys that are here, drop a 2 where your 9 to 5 actually requires you to drive, right? Where you're literally in the field driving around all day. Whether you're Uber driver or whatever, man, DoorDash, I don't care what it is. How many of you guys have a 9 to 5 right now, and 1 or 2, your 9 to 5 requires you to drive? In this business, to find success, you have to first time block the actionable steps that is required to get off the ground. And what does that look like? You got to put your schedule on paper in front of you. Make it real, right? First steps to losing weight. What do? You step on a scale. Why? Because you want to know how much you weigh at scale. It's the same thing when you step on the scale of what it is to get in business. How much do you weigh at scale? Okay. So then you start creating these metrics and goals. These metrics and goals have to be honored before you walk into the gym. Otherwise, you're not walking in there with tension. That's just what I figured out. I've been in the gym for 4 years. I've lost 200 pounds. I think I can tell you guys what it is. Now, with this being said, right, as I've grown into the business and I've learned this, you have to make a few steps applicable and then add on to them, right? And so if the goal is to knock out the most tedious, critical things that we know that are going to benefit us the most, we have to write those things down for what they are. So then my goal is to download the Dealmachine app. That's step number 1. Step number 2, draw out my routes. I want to market to areas where investors are actively buying properties, which we're going to be showing you how to do that in this challenge. So you're going to know what best areas to go to look for properties that are dilapidated. Now I set the metrics. When I walk into the gym and I say, you know what, I want to hit legs, I pick 5 different exercises, 4 sets of 15. Same thing that you want to do when you get into the notion of driving for dollars. I am looking for 5 properties in this zip code, 10 in this zip code, 15 in this zip code, and I'm going to do these tasks while I'm there. Guys, make sure you have your prints, make sure you get your business cards, make sure you get your postcards, make sure you get your door hangers, because while you're out there driving for dollars, you should be maximizing what you can do while you're at the freaking place where you know that somebody owns a dilapidated property. So learning how to add these metrics and then adding on as you go is going to increase your close ratio overall and your capabilities of finding that first real estate deal. So remember this always, guys. This challenge doesn't work if you're not making the actionable steps that we are giving you, aka the homework, applicable to what it is that you're actually trying to accomplish. So again, your metrics need to be tracked. And then we can say, oh, you know what? Q didn't eat his meals today. That's why he didn't drop the 1.2 pounds that he was trying to drop this week. Things like that are what my trainer would do to me, that I'm telling you guys that this is something you need to do to your business. Now, we're here to hold you accountable, but you're the one who's still having to lift the weight, okay? So that's what this is about. So just make sure that as you begin your day, that you've time blocked for the critical things that you know that need to be done, that are based around your 9 to 5, that give you the best output. Because what you put into it, the output is irrefutable. Guys, I'm telling y'all right now, if you drive for dollars and the magic number is 100 properties, you increase your chances by closing your first real estate deal by 70%, just by honoring that metric. So if you did that every single week, you're almost guaranteed to close your first property. Same way if you were to honor a diet. If you honor your diet for 3 months straight, weight falls right off of you. That's what this is about, okay? We first have to create metrics, then we have to track our metrics, and then we can scale our metrics, and then the input creates the output. The micro commitments create the macro outcome. So that's my advice for you guys as we jump into this, dude. Let's get rocking and rolling.
That's great, man. That's great stuff.
I would recommend 2 hours a day driving for dollars.
There we go.
That's how I did it at the beginning, and it worked for me.
Yep. I love that mindset. Like you said, though, if you put the right action in and you're intentional about this, you're measuring all of this. I mean, it's a matter of when you do your deal, not if you're going to do that deal, right? And many after that. So you are putting the right things in place, following this along. That's an awesome mindset, man. And especially, if you're building any good habit in life, like you said, you're getting in the gym, you're eating right, you're losing weight, like all of that, you're getting fit. You more than anybody, you can speak to that. Like, it is so inspiring to see how you've done that personally, man. And so I'll say, like, apply that same focus, guys, to real estate, to any side hustle, to anything you're trying to do. Be intentional about it, measure those goals, do the right actions over and over. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You need to go in and do, leg day, that you need to do arm day, that you need to do, what healthy looks like. You can go out there and execute on this, and hey, you do that over and over and over again, and you are working your way toward the same result that we've had 10,000 plus times over. So what it looks like inside the Dealmachine app to go out there and drive for dollars, I'll tell you, to select your area. Q had highlighted a couple things. I want to say on our end, we see most people choosing a zip code exactly like you said. Typically in a B or C neighborhood is what we mostly see as being successful. Is like, hey, it's not the top end of town where it's very, very hard to buy right, very, very hard to get out there and do deals. And here I'll fix the camera here in just a minute here for me. Being able to go out there and buy right, that A tier is going to be really, really hard to find a property or find a cash buyer that is willing to buy in that area and not have any value add opportunity. The D area, it's not very walkable. It's not an area that you see a lot of investor activity. You're looking for that B and C area. That's definitely, you've got more, just activity going on in town, and you want to break down, okay, how do we identify houses in those areas that investors are already working in and wanting to buy there, right? Wanting to put yourself in the shoes of that cash buyer, the end of that transaction. So going in here, think about those B and C areas that we really say, those are going to be the ones that we see most of the deals done. Inside Dealmachine, what you're going to want to do for actually driving those areas, you're going to jump in, and here, let me zoom in here for you guys. Obviously I'm and let me show you an area that I've driven a little bit, just to give you guys some examples here. So I'm in St. Louis. So looking at South City over here, if I can lock into that location, we're looking at the desktop version right here, right? This is the desktop version of Dealmachine. There's a mobile app as well. And so when you're actually out there physically driving for dollars, physically driving around a market and looking for deals, you're going to be taking out the mobile app. It's going to lock onto your location. This is the desktop version, but they look just like this. So if you add any leads on here, if you add any leads on mobile, they all go to the same place, all go to this leads tab together. So you can be doing this, kind of a couple different ways. We will break down the virtual driving for dollars option. I know we had people in the chat asking about that too. But what you want to do is it's going to lock on your location inside the mobile app. You'll see a little blue dot pop up. And as you drive down the street here, as I drive, east on Neosho Street right here, I'm going to see all these little black dots popping up around me. These are all individual properties that if I click on one, if I see 5501 Neosho Street, say I drive past that in real life, Q talked about, and David had to do this too. You had to actually sit back and write down that address on a piece of pen and paper. Like that is the old school way. If people were doing deals like that, which they did them for decades like that, you can do this so much more easily, so much more effectively, being able to go in and just simply click on that property, hit the add lead button. Don't overthink it. There's a ton of data you can dig into. There's a ton of things you can be doing. Just simply get that lead number up, click on the property, hit the add lead button, pin it right there. So you're going to see it pin. I've got 2 of my 100 done right there, and move on to the next one. So drive down the street, look for, again, those houses that are in bad shape, that have the tarp on the roof, the gutters falling off, broken boarded up windows. This time of year could be, if you're in an area that's got snow, like, hey, look, are there any footprints in the snow? Is there any sign of that it's occupied? If not, it could be a vacant, rundown house. Like, hey, you know what? These are all individual things that make for a good lead. And for a problem property, it's the number one sign of that they're looking to sell. If it is distressed, and vacancy is a big part of that. So, Q, is there anything else when they're driving around and looking, as I adjust my camera here, is there anything that you look for in terms of driving for dollars, or anything you want to point out there of those signs that makes a good lead?
Yeah, man. To me, guys, I try to maximize my time whenever I'm driving these areas. So, a lot of people, they'll just kind of go out and drive and then take the address down. If you're out there and you're driving, maximize your time, because it's already costing you money to be there. Gas money, snacks, food. Sometimes you got to drive for dollars. You put the kids in the back seat. Guys, I got a kid on the way, so I'm buying a 2-seater vehicle or looking at getting a Cybertruck, because next year I'm driving for dollars from January to February for 2 months straight, using Dealmachine to look for properties. So guys, I have like this plan next year to document my entire journey. That's kind of what my community is about. So y'all can join the community, be a part of it. If you're starting from nothing, I'm taking all the money that I have and I'm putting it into a freaking bank account, and I'm putting a lock on it so I can't touch it. And I'm starting from literally zero. And so while I'm out driving, not only am I going to utilize this software to help me out with getting the addresses down, I take print with me. I take handwritten letters. I take door hangers. I take flyers. You know what I'm saying? And to me, guys, while I'm out there, I'll even take bandit signs. If I see 2 messed up houses on the same block, one of them's behind on taxes, Dealmachine will tell me that. The other one's going through foreclosure, Dealmachine will tell me that. I'll put a sign that says, losing your property, free advice, down the street from where that property is, assuming that he drives that direction. This guy who's behind on taxes, behind on property taxes, I buy houses cash. My phone number, boom, sign right there too. And the houses that I went to go visit, I'll knock on the neighbor's doors if I can't get a hold of the guy. And so to me, I do the 2x3 method. If I'm looking at one house in front of me, I'm going to knock on the neighbor's door to the left, neighbor's door on the right, and the 3 neighbors across the street, 2x3. And that's how you maximize your time while you're out there, because more often than not, sometimes you might run into a neighbor that's interested in selling. Guys, Dealmachine just did a huge unveiling on a new AI software. And when David talked to a seller on the phone last week, guys, she said the neighbor across the street was interested in selling. We took that information, identified who that person was, called them, left a voicemail. That might turn into a $10,000 assignment fee, y'all. And so that's what I do whenever I drive for dollars to maximize my time. If you're out there already costing you, do a little bit more. That's how you can increase your close ratio. Leave a handwritten letter on the door. Leave a door hanger. Leave a flyer with your information. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the neighbors. So that's my opinion on how I believe you should maximize your time when you're driving for dollars. And then those bandit signs, people think of what they want. If you drive through Texas, there's Buc-ee's everywhere, literally. So I can't get to Austin, Dallas, or Houston without running into a Buc-ee's, okay? And I know that there are a lot of states and places that have Buc-ee's now. I love that fat beaver, dude. I pull over and I get me some barbecue every single time. But let me tell you something, okay? Not just because I'm a fat kid at heart, but guys, did y'all know that Buc-ee's does not advertise gas prices? And when you stop there, come on, man, I know I'm talking to somebody in here. If you're receiving this message, let me know in the comment section, man. I can't be talking to myself and I can't be alone.
My kids love Buc-ee's. Yeah.
I would go to Buc-ee's and see this fat beaver just because it says pull over, risk it for the brisket. Boy, I'm stopping for brisket and I'm getting bandit signs. Why? Because I'm hungry. There's a sign. That sign has food on it. I used to be fat. I love brisket. I'm stopping at this place and I'm getting me some brisket. When somebody's motivated to sell and they're going through a level of distress, they're thinking about that problem. So my bandit sign highlights the symptom to the problem. Behind on property taxes, need to pay them off. Here's my phone number. Behind on property payments, house is going into foreclosure. Call me for free advice. I'm highlighting the symptom. I'm not just saying, hey, man, you're losing your freaking house. Call me. I'm highlighting the symptoms to the problem, and that's what my sign looks like. So I put those bandit signs right there because my mind understands that this person's going to be thinking about his problem when he leaves his house. And he's going to look at the sign because the problem is the sign. When I'm hungry, I'll pull over to Buc-ee's because my problem is I'm hungry. The solution is I get to eat the brisket at Buc-ee's and there's gas. So that's my advice for you guys, man. If y'all get game on that, come on, dude. Let me drop one in the comments for that.
Dude, I love that you casually slipped in there like, oh, I've got one on the way again too. So congratulations again one more time. That's incredible, man.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
But,
I haven't told anybody about this. Holy crap. Guys, if you're here, I'm going to have another baby, dude. Due date's July 15th. Y'all heard it here first. I'm so sorry.
I will.
My bad,
man. That's incredible, man. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, well, we'll make sure to not, don't let that leave the circle, guys. So
it's okay. It's okay.
That is congratulations again, Q. That is so awesome. Yeah, I saw you slipped it in there, so I had to say congrats again for you. But that is awesome. Yeah, I've got three. You know, I mean, that's what we're all about, man. It's about family. That's our why. You know, like that's incredible.
Guys, kids are engines, not anchors. They're meant to carry us to the place that we've always want to go. Right? No child was ever born to hold you back. They're there to elevate you and help you grow. My parents, drop an amen in the comment section. My soon-to-be parents, congratulations to all of you guys. We're excited, man. So this is going to be something that you can learn and take with you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the congrats, dude. I really appreciate it. I didn't mean to slip that in there. Whatever. If you see this, you get it on the call recording. Who cares? What's up, everybody?
Incredible, man. I'm just so pumped for you. But anyway, I do want to say, the analogy of talking that through, like how to think about this, how to go out there and execute on that is the Buc-ee story sticks with me for sure, and with the kids and everything on my end. But when you're going out there and when you're going out there to actually execute on this homework of going out and building that list, right? Hey, you know what? As simple as just tapping on the property and pinning it. That's where we start. A couple quick pro tips I do want to dig into here for you guys. One, you'll notice on my map right here, you've got all these lines all over the place. These are past routes that I have driven. And so you'll see, hey, over the last 6 months, it's a green line. At 6 months, it turns yellow. At 12 months, it turns red. When I look inside Dealmachine, I can visually see, oh, you know what? I've driven this area, but it's been a while. And I've done some deals over here. Let me redrive Wary and Devonshire and Murdoch and all this stuff. Or, oh, it's been pretty recent over here. Let me try up in closer to Northampton and St. Louis Hills area. So I can just kind of walk through visually and notice, okay, here are the areas. How do I plan out that route? How do I use my time most efficiently? Let me look and see where have I driven and how have I built my list of leads in the past. The tap to add properties button, highly recommend sliding that one on too. That's literally, as it said, I know I've been showing you guys, you hit add lead individually. Now tap to add properties, just as it sounds, you tap on the property, it adds it to your list for you right there. So to get to those leads, to get those 100 leads in there quickly, as quick as possible, just turn on that tap to add properties button, and that's going to really help you guys execute on this homework. The satellite mode right here on the right-hand side, that's great for matching up the properties visually. It turns on the satellite imaging to lay over the map. When you go back to South City, to lay over the map to show you, okay, great. As I drive down the street, I make sure I'm adding the right properties and just use this to be able to drive for dollars more efficiently, more effectively too. So all of that are pro tips of what works really well. I will mention our highlights button. Let me show you this too. If you turn on a quick filter inside Dealmachine, so these filters up here, I'm going to teach you guys next how to use these to build a list. These filters up here, when you click on one of those filters, you can actually jump in and say, oh yeah, just show me all the high equity properties around me, for example. And now when I drive for dollars, not only am I looking for distressed properties, but as I drive down the street, it's going to automatically lay that data layer on top of it too. And I'm going to start to see all these individual highlights pop up while I drive around. Here you go. So these are all the high equity properties as I drive down the street and drive for dollars too. So all these little things you'll continue to layer in, continue to get better at. Each day that we go live and train you guys up, I'll reiterate some of these pro tips here. So that way you don't feel like you have to know everything before you go out and drive for dollars. It's these individual things you will pick up on and continue to get better at. But driving for dollars is one of the two main strategies I want you guys to get really, really comfortable with and start building that list of leads with. So, Q, anything else on the D4D piece before I get to the list building part of this training that I want to make sure we really touch on?
I think we covered so much psychology right now, dude. I think that this is great. Just remember, guys, just everything's metrics. So unless you track it, you can't measure it. Okay. Once you measure it, you can see it for everything that it is. And now you have KPIs to go off of. KPIs, for my people that are here, they stand for key performance indicator, right? And so again, if you're going to go out there and you're going to drive for dollars, it's imperative that you create a plan, an action plan, and that you honor it. That way we can see what's wrong. We can go in and we can look at it and say, all right, maybe we didn't do it this way. You can rewatch these challenge videos inside of the community and you can say, all right, cool, Q, this is what I missed. This is what I did. This is what I didn't do. And then you can tweak until you get it right and it becomes better. That's kind of how it works. It's a lot of testing, so just be prepared to test these things out because it works for everybody differently, but the foundation is through and through. And that's what Matt's basically getting at here.
Yep. Now, the other side of this, so driving for dollars, especially getting to 100 leads right there is where I want you guys to be feeling really comfortable. Again, you're going to get better and better at this as you get the reps in, as you go out driving and do like Q's talking about here. The other side of this, that if you want to actually knock out your homework right now, in addition to the driving for dollars piece, our most successful customers, they're driving for dollars while they're out and about, but they're also going out and layering data, going and stacking different lists to be able to come in and build a list of leads on the spot of the most motivated sellers in the market using kind of this intersection of data and all of our filters we have available to you guys. And so inside Dealmachine, what this is going to look like is you've got, again, you may have noticed this top layer or this top bar right here is our filter bar. So you can go in, you've got zip code, city, county you can put in right here. You've got our quick filters list, which has a lot of seller motivations we'll dig into, our property types, price points, bed, bath count, and then the more button's kind of the catch-all. So if you don't know where to find an individual data point or exactly what to do, and we've got, like I mentioned, 700 plus data points to be able to look at here, everything from equity and mortgages to demographic data about the property themselves, the land itself, the taxes, foreclosure data, rehab costs, liens, HOAs, like all kinds of stuff to dig into here. And what we want to be thinking about is start with a big broad area like that zip code that Q is talking about. And then I'll show you there's kind of a foundational layer of data we recommend putting in there. And then from that point on, you've got two main buckets to think about. You've got property characteristic data. So what data about the house itself should I be putting in here? Do you have a buy box around that? Does your cash buyer have a buy box around that? How do I replicate that in Dealmachine? And then seller motivation data. So what could the seller be going through right now that could indicate, hey, they're looking to sell their property sooner than later? And so how this works, guys, to show you guys I want to build the list in real time in front of you and maybe help do the homework for somebody in here right now. So I'll show you guys step by step how to do this. The first person to put in the chat a zip code. So think about that zip code. We've been talking about this. Q's been talking about this. Think about that zip code of where to execute on. I want to help you guys see the process in real time right now. So first zip code in the chat that someone types in for me, I will run with that and I'll show you guys exactly how to build this list. Here we go. Now we've got them coming in. Alex Soto. Perfect. You were quick on the trigger. I love it, man. 85719. Awesome. So again, the top bar is the filter bar where we're going to be spending our time. The right side is kind of the browsing section. So these are all properties that fit the criteria that I'm putting in at the current time. And then down here, you'll see how many properties are in my viewing area. So you've got up here that filter bar. What is it? 85719. Did I get that right here for you, Alex? Alex, there we go. Awesome. Looks like that's in Arizona. Perfect. So again, we're going to start up here. Q talked about finding a zip code, right? So think about that zip code. Type that in on that top browsing bar, 85719. Perfect. We've got, it's going to load up for me. How many properties? 12,473 properties in that zip code. Awesome. Now, For everybody in here, I highly recommend 2 additional data points, not just the zip code, but off market being one of them. So click into quick filters, scroll down to the bottom, off market right here. We have MLS data in here too. So we have on market data. So make sure to specify off market. Great. We're going to layer that in. Turn on that match all toggle while you're in there. So that way it's showing you, hey, has to fit all of this data, right? So we've got zip code, we've got off market. And then finally, the last thing is property type. So single family is under property type. Great. Now we're down to 7,044 properties that are in 85719 that are off-market single-family properties. Awesome. Great initial base layer to start off with. So everybody in here, zip code, off-market, single-family, start there. Now, once you've got this baseline, like I mentioned, think about property characteristic data. So what about the house could make it that they're more likely to sell? And then think about seller motivation data. So what about the seller themselves? What situation could they be in that can indicate they're looking to sell sooner than later? And that they have a problem that you can come in and solve. We solve big problems, right? And we get big checks from that. So we go in, help find those people that we can help by getting in touch with them and starting to build a list like this of people who are likely to be in that situation that you can go out and help. So what this looks like inside Dealmachine, guys. Again, you've got off-market, single-family, zip code. Next, Q, feel free to jump in if you have any particular data points. I do want to point out a couple that we see. This more button, again, is kind of your catch-all. So if you don't know where to go, click on more and you can search in here. I know year built is a great one typically for us. The older the home, the more likely it's needing to be fixed up, right? Like it's more likely that it's needs to be updated and that it could be, in bad shape. So you can go to that year build filter. And if you know generally in that area when houses are built, let's see here, Sam, if you could jump in and be able to share with us, or Alex rather, if you could jump in and share with us when a lot of these were built. I can guess. I know Tucson. I think let me try less than or equal to like 1970. So what we get here. So year built. Okay, we're down to 5,500 properties. Awesome. We can go in here and kind of use this to be able to measure this out. So let's see, 1950, great. So 2,800. So we can see anytime I change this data point, this number in the bottom corner is dropping, right? So we're honing in on a specific list by layering in these different data points. And this general framework of this baseline, single family home, zip code off market, and then property characteristic data and seller motivation data, that's the general framework. When we put in a particular data point, if it drops it to 0, then you know what? Let's remove that data point. It's not one that's going to, a 0 property result is not going to get you what you need. But if it drops it a little bit, starts to chip away at that lead count, then you're on the right path. So year built, that's one that I think is really, really helpful. Last sale date is another one. And especially for, I know people were in there saying like, hey, virtual driving for dollars, or, how a building appears. What's best practice for those leads? Are those still good leads if the photo is a little bit older? Well, if you put in the last sale date, no matter what, that's going to help you weed out properties that have been sold more recently than the photo was taken, right? And so go in there, and it is under the year built, or sorry, the last sale date rather filter. So last sale date, we'll say it hasn't sold in at least 10 years. So last sale date is more than 10 years ago. And you'll see, great, now we're down to 1,056 properties. So we're starting to chip away at that. We're layering on these different data points to come up with an intersection of data that is indicating, hey, this person's looking to sell sooner than later, right? And so I would start there. You got that baseline, you got year built, you got last sale date. A couple other ones I do want to highlight for you. If you go in this quick filters button, you'll see high equity is one of them. That's great. I mean, not saying you can't do the deal if it's not high equity, but I know that's a more straightforward transaction for people. So you click into that. Now we're down to 939 properties. And each of these data points, guys, the number. So I talked about 100 driving for dollars leads, right? Is the magic number on that front. Here, Q, I don't know if you have any advice on like what a great list size is. We really love when people can build a list that's at least 200 properties up to maybe 500, maybe 1,000, but 200 to 500 is a big enough list that there's probably deals in there, but small enough that they can really work it consistently. Do you have any advice on like list size as we're going through this?
Yeah. I always feel, in my opinion, guys, I niche down like crazy. But it's because of my investment strategy. You know what I'm saying? So I go after the houses that no one else can close. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, I am very like with Dealmachine, I would use every single type of point. And that's to narrow it down. I don't like going after the 200,000 list. I go after the list that's 50 to 30 people. And I know that sounds crazy, but the reason why is because these guys are in such a crazy situation. It's almost so far gone. It really requires a different type of approach. These deals typically take between 2 to 3 months to close because you're removing judgments, you're removing liens, you're doing the probate process for people who have passed away that own these houses. And sometimes it might even require you to initiate a lawsuit on the back end where you're quieting title and you're getting a deed. You know what I'm saying? So like, it depends on the strategy, in my opinion. But if I'm talking to somebody who's brand new, that sounds very advanced. You don't have to listen to that part. To me, I still like to niche down and create points that I feel that are very blanket, meaning that if I just knock these many amounts of calls down, this is what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, I'll do absentee owned right off of the rip. So we can add that as a filter inside of quick filters. Yep. Once you hit the quick filter button, you can press match all, and now you can start stacking data points together. Yep. So, you know, I want to see how many of these houses are owned by someone who lives elsewhere. So it's now an absentee owned. Just by hitting the absentee button, we have 533 properties.
Yep.
And we can make this its own standalone list now. Okay, we don't have to, but this is a great list already. They have high equity in the home. The houses are over 10 years old, so there's a chance they may not have updated them, and they live elsewhere. So the house is just there. It might be a rental property. Sometimes when you call a list like this, these might be people that are willing to offload their entire portfolio. So that's like a way that you can get a whole portfolio, right? Now, if we were to do the absentee owner, sometimes this filter works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the data point that Dealmachine provides. But I'd like for that owner to possibly be a tired landlord. And how can we identify that? We can either click on the tired landlord filter, or we can click on a senior owner filter. Both of those are going to create a result in what it is that we might be able to see. And, you know, just for the sake of this, let's try it out. You never know. The thing is that we play with these filters until we get the list that we want. So look at that, guys. We have 208 properties that are high equity, owned by someone who is over the age of 65 that might possibly be a senior owner. The house is over 10 years. This is a great list, bro. Save this list. This is insane. Like,
where's your homework right there, Alex?
Yeah. This works on the call. Like, wow. Like, just wow. Like, come on, guys. Round of applause for building this dope list. If you match this, there's no doubt in my mind that you're not going to get a deal off of just this here. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, you can take these same filters too. So right now, you see how Matt has the zip code at the bottom, right? Well, the filters are saved now. So we can look up that same parameters that we've already built. We can save this, and we can now type in another zip code, and we can find one in that area. And so for my people that are here, type in another zip code. Let's pick one, right? We have one right here. What is it? 78550. Let's just type that in for my guy Caesar here.
Cool. Let's see here.
And now we have properties in Texas as well. Same filter, same concept, same parameters. And let's pray to God, it pulls up leads. Sometimes, again, you take it away. There you go. Guys, that's 50 leads with the same criteria in the same place, man. Come on, dude. You guys getting game from this? Drop a freaking fire emoji in the comments section. Isn't that insane? And so, guys, you know, again, if you're not confident with taking down portfolios, that's why coaching and mentorship is important. I am. We can go 50-50 on any of these deals. You can just hit me up and we can work on them together. That's what this is all about. And so, guys, you know, he's asking for the filters again. This is what we did. Year built less than or equal to 1950. Last sale date was more than 10 years ago. And then the off-market, high equity, absentee owner, tired landlord, senior owners, all stacked together. That created this very niche down list that should be able to get you guys your homework done. At this point, tomorrow I'm guessing we're marketing, right? Am I going to hop on the dialer with you too? Because I'm down to make calls.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun. Here,
okay, cool.
Before I forget, guys, because I know we're at the hour, I want to put the homework link in the chat for you all too, because we're going to wrap up here in just a few minutes. This is I love it what the Q's showing, like, hey, this is not just a one zip code kind of thing. Like, apply this and go across the board and how you're building this list. Here's the homework link for everybody here. Just as we're going through this, and here I'll broadcast this to the room for everybody too. So it's dealmachine.com/challengehw. That is going to be where you submit that you have built this list, right? You're going to show us. And if you go in here like, hey, great, I've got these 50 properties that Q's walking me through. I hit this build list button, this bottom right corner. I hit confirm build. And now Dealmachine is going to save those 50 properties in my account, ready to go. That list is ready to submit. I've got my 50 right there. Inside the homework link, I believe we ask you to do the 100, right? We talked about driving for dollars. We talk about list building. So you're going to need to get to that 100 threshold and show us you put in the work to get to those 100. So by this time tomorrow, go out there, make it happen. Whether you're driving for dollars, you're pulling a list, you're doing both. Like, that is the homework, guys, to be able to hold yourself accountable. But Q, didn't mean to interrupt there, man. I just want to make sure people have that homework assignment here too. So
absolutely, man. Guys, this has been insane. The goal today was to build a list of prospects so that we could begin marketing. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, tomorrow, man, we're going to do a lot of outreach. The goal is to put a property under contract. You know what I'm saying? And so this is 3 days of this. This whole session is recorded. If you missed anything, don't worry about it. We're sending it off to everyone. Guys, just make sure that you do your homework. That's the most important piece here. Again, if your goal was to get a deal and close on it within the next 60 days or less, these 3 days are crucial, okay? And don't be afraid if you don't know anything. Guys, I have the link here. It's 7 days to join my private community for free. You can at least be a part of this whole challenge internally, because my whole coaching group is doing this right now. AW, stand up. You know what I'm saying? And so for all of you guys that are here, the goal is to create a niche down list. There's so many filters too. You don't have to entirely go off of what Matt and I just did, but what Matt and I did is very foundational to getting your first deal. Like, this is super simple to put together and to be able to find prospects where you can make this thing happen. All right.
Well, so I'm putting that link in the chat one more time for you guys. It's dealmachine.com/challenge homework for you to be able to turn this in to show that, hey, I'm following along. I'm not just listening. I'm leading with action, that massive action plan right here, and executing on this stuff, guys. And you're knocking out that first phase of driving for dollars and list building. I will mention, we had people asking around virtual driving for dollars. That top left corner, the start driving button, is how you can do that. If you click into that, click anywhere on the map and hit start driving, it's going to drop you in on Dealmachine to be able to virtual D4D this area and find properties that are in bad shape. And again, just add them same exact way. Look at the property. When you visually look at it inside Dealmachine, here's a perfect lead right there. Boom, hit add lead. It pins that property, and then you can move on to the next one. So same idea with the virtual D4D option. I will tell you guys, just because this is so cool, man, I want to show this briefly for people. The other option here, I've got this Try AI Vision Builder as an option, and you definitely don't have to do this to finish the homework, but I do want people to be aware of this. This is what we launched on Monday this week, is you pop this open, and now I've got my 50 properties, right? What I'll tell you is, if you have your list and you want to save the time of virtually driving that list and say, oh yeah, just instantly analyze it for me, the AI piece is what I want to touch on. Is if I hit distressed properties right here, this little prompt, what it's going to do is it's going to pull in for our AI vision builder. It's going to use the AI assistant to then visually analyze all of these properties. It's using all of the data we have in Dealmachine around the ownership data, the demographic data, the property data, all that right there. It is layering in satellite images and now Google Street images for you to go in and say, okay, cool. Look at all 50 of these properties. Tell me which ones are distressed. Hit the build with AI vision button. I will tell you guys, it does cost 2 cents per property to visually analyze it. You're paying for the AI token right there. So I will say, like, if you're going to go that route, just be, for this 50 leads, it's going to cost $1. So just be aware of that. You don't have to complete this to do the homework. But if you want to take it to the next level using AI to visually find those rundown houses for you, hit confirm build, and it's going to go through that list and show you, okay, it's going to pick the needles out of the haystack. Here are the distressed properties based on the exact list we've got right there. and it's going to, you'll see it here just for a minute, but yeah, it's going to actually build that for you in real time right there too. So we just launched that a week ago. It's so cool. I had to share it. But that's something that will kind of help you take it to the next level in the future too. So
exciting, man. Thank you, Matt. Dude, today was literally jam-packed full of value, bro. Literally. I'm so excited about this, guys. So again, all of you have your homework. We're going to be going live again tomorrow. The real ones that are actually here, that are staying through the whole freaking session, will be present. And I hope everybody here takes these actionable steps. Again, guys, all this is action. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If you can just put in the work, follow the instructions, you can get a property within 3 days. So Matt, dude, thank you so much, bro, for being a part of today's call. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to be sending out email link, reminder, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys at 1 o'clock tomorrow, CST.
Yes, the last thing I threw in there as well for you guys is, and I'll share it out over email too, but we have our unveiled sale going on right now, which is our Black Friday sale. It's good now until Wednesday night at midnight. So if you're watching this and like, yeah, you're saying I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm going to do this more than just 3 days. I want to do this for 3 months, 6 months, all of 2025. Like, this is going to be your best deal when it comes to the full year plan of Dealmachine. It is 50% off a year Dealmachine Pro. So definitely not required to be able to do this, to go do the homework. But this is something that if you are all in on yourself and you're like, yes, I'm going to make this happen this year, let me pull that up. Actually, hold on, let me see. I'll email out the right link for you guys. I think it's dealmachine.com/unveiledaw, if I can find it here for you. Because I want to make sure I have the link that unlocks it. Here we go. Perfect. So that link right there for you guys, that is something that if you are like, yes, I'm going to do this more than a few months, that is 50% off an entire year. And it's going to be able to get you Dealmachine for about $74 a month for our Dealmachine Pro plan. So you have an awesome opportunity there. I want to make sure you guys have a chance to get that before Wednesday night at midnight, when we wrap up the challenge as well by that too. So Q, that was the last thing I wanted to make sure to touch on. But otherwise, man, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So
I'm excited, man. Guys, be excited. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 1 p.m. CST. Let's get it.
See you guys.